Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to episode 21 of 31 progressive rock stocking stuffers for the holidays from 1971. That's right. Each and every day here in December, we're looking at some of my 31 to be exact, favorite progressive rock albums from 1971 that are turning 50 years old this year, all ready to be stuck into some of your stockings, hopefully in time for the holidays. Today we're going to look at an album that was released in August 1971, produced by the band along with their keyboard player and leader Vincent Crane. I am talking about the third album from Atomic Rooster, In Hearing Of. Okay, kind of a transition album for them, of course, after the first Atomic Rooster album, which was then a transition album to a new lineup, right? The first album had, of course, Carl Palmer on drums. With the second album, which was Death Walks Behind You, which many, basically list as their best album, and I would agree with that. Vincent Crane, of course, on all sorts of keyboards, mostly Hammond organ, piano. John Ducan came in on guitars and vocals. You had Paul Hammond coming in on drums and percussion. That was that lineup, right? The trio lineup that produced that excellent hard rock heavy prog album Death Walks Behind You. But by the time the third album was rolling around, this particular one right here, you've got Pete French coming in on vocals. All right, Pete French, of course, member of Cactus as well as Leafhound, really good singer. But by the time he's coming into the band, basically you've got John and Paul both kind of working their way out of the band, right? So here, depending on what you read and what you believe, much of this album was already recorded by the time Pete came into the band, but those two dudes were kind of already leaving or were sacked or whatever it was, a band in transition. You can kind of tell because when you listen to this album, this sounds very different than the album that came before it. The album that came before it, big and heavy and boisterous and complex, prog, it's part proto-metal, right? This album, yeah, you get a little bit of that, but for the most part, this is a transition album into more kind of bluesier, soulful, more jazzy ways. Still retains some of those early influences from the band, but you can kind of really hear where they were going next after this. I think that Mr. French, who sings, to my ears, sings on the majority of the songs. A couple tracks do sound like John singing because the vocals sound identical to his vocals on the second album, Death Walks Behind You. But nonetheless, some good material on here, really good songs. You got Breakthrough, which again, can't really even hear any guitar on there, so you have to wonder, was this guitar originally recorded for the album and maybe just mixed out or mixed really low, or maybe he was already gone by the time they recorded this song, so there were no guitars? I don't really know. But Breakthrough is just a good, catchy, kind of like I said, bluesy rock song. It's got little elements of prog, right, but not too much. Break the Ice, definitely you can hear John's guitar in that particular one. That's more of a hard rocker, but again, really kind of upbeat and pretty rockin' prog rock, I guess you could call it. Then you got the really kind of mellow little bits of jazz on Decision Indecision, but nice melodies there too. Then you got the kick-ass instrumental called A Spoonful of Bromide Helps the Pulse Rate Go Down. That's definitely got some great acrobatic keyboard work, nice guitars on that. It's really good instrumental. Again, it's kind of jazz fusion-y, kind of blues rocky, kind of prog rocky. I mean, a little bit of all these elements pulled together. Really nice song. I like that one a lot. Then you got Black Snake, which is kind of mysterious and atmospheric. Definitely catchy, nice vocals, good hook. Again, what do you call it? I don't know. Kind of mysterious, proggy blues rock, sort of, perhaps. Then you got Head in the Sky, which is easily the heaviest song on the album. Good rockin', big metallic riffing going on from John Ducan. Good hook in the song too. It's a catchy song. Most of the Atomic Rooster stuff from this era is pretty memorable. So Head in the Sky might be my favorite song on the album. Then you got The Rock. Okay, another good mid-tempo, moody, atmospheric rocker. And then The Price finishes it all off. Great Hammond organ textures and melody lines from Vincent Crane in that one. Really nice song. And then you got an additional track on the CD reissue. This is the Repertoire Records reissue, which is The Devil's Answer, which is a single that they put out right before the album that they tacked onto the end of the CD, which sounds very similar to some of the rest of the stuff on the album. Again, it's kind of catchy. Right, it's kind of catchy. It's not heavy like the stuff from Death Walks Behind You. It's more in line with the rest of this material here. You can kind of, like I said, you can kind of tell where they were going on the next couple of albums after this, which is definitely much more of a soulful R&B, blues rock, little bits of jazz type of a feel, and far away from the kind of crazy prog rock on the first album and the really heavy prog rock proto metal of the second album. So this is kind of a little bit of both camps here. And of course you got that Roger Dean artwork. All right, do want to kind of point that out, because anytime you got some Roger Dean artwork, got to show it all off there. There we go. Pretty neat stuff. So there you have it. That is my pick for day 21, In Hearing Of by Atomic Rooster. Well, we got quite the glare today. There we go. Well, you know what it is? It's kind of like a white album cover, or white CD cover, I should say. Third album from the Atomic Rooster. If you haven't heard it, please go out and check it out. Let us know what you think. For me, I mean, it's their third album, and it's definitely my third favorite of the Atomic Rooster discography. I think Death Walks Behind You certainly is my favorite, than the first album, then this album. But quality stuff. I like this album a lot. It's a little different. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Like I said, today is day 21. We got day 22 coming up. Got a whole bunch of cool ones for you, so stay tuned. I'm not going to give any of them away. You'll have to wait and see, but we got some notable ones coming up and some not so notable ones. So stay tuned for that and a lot more here on the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell. We've got the link to our Ko-Fi page below if you want to make a channel donation. We've also got the link to our merch page to get some Sea of Tranquility stuff. We are running a sale between now and the end of the year, so please take advantage of that. And seaoftranquility.org. Our webzine, link to that is also below. We're celebrating 20 years on the internet, 23,000 plus reviews. It's a good database of prog and metal and classic rock and hard rock and jazz fusion album reviews from the last 20 years that myself and our very long cast of writers who have contributed over the years, lots of good stuff there, concert reviews, interviews, all sorts of fun stuff. So check it out, and we'll see you later on within the Prog Seat and the rest of the week with more stuff. Thanks for watching, and I am Pete Pardo. Take care. Bye-bye.